Welcome to another exciting episode of the Neville Goddard podcast. I hated revision. I'm going to admit it. You're going to hear about it. And you're also going to hear about how it was somewhere around 1.5 million people were blessed within hours because of one revision that I did last April. Let's dive in. Let's rock your world. And thank you for listening to the Neville Goddard podcast. I'm going to be honest. I used to hate revision. I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. I was like when a little boy looks at a little girl and goes, "Ooh." That was me when it came to revision. I didn't get it. Didn't understand it, so I didn't value it. One day puberty hit me, and I stopped thinking girls were ooh. I started realizing girls were wow, beautiful. Meanwhile, Neville Goddard says about revision, if I never said another word and you heard it and believed it and really used it, revision, this would be the planting that would spread from us here that tomorrow could not undo. That sounds a little complicated, but it's pretty cool. Think about it. The outer world is a delayed reflection of the inner and is confined to a dimension of space where events occur in a time sequence. Revision, then, literally changes the past. It replaces what occurred in the outer world with the revised version. The revised scene then gives off its effect by going forth to change future events. Now ready? I'm not asking you to believe me. Every single day I get emails from people or find them in the LOA by Neville Goddard group or get a PM. Every single day, I swear to God, when people don't understand what revision does. And I get it because I didn't understand what revision does. Revision literally changes the past. Revision literally changes who you are and who you've been. So let me tell you my revision story, and then you can do whatever you want. So I went from, I hated revision, had no interest in it, just whatever, it's one of the tools in the toolbox, that's fine. I went from that to falling in love with it, and I went from falling in love with it to being totally nuts about it. So it was just over a year ago, it was in April 2022. We still had two economies here in Melbourne, Australia, in Victoria, Australia, the state of Victoria. And we called it the vaccinated economy, because if you didn't have a vaccination, you couldn't go out and eat. You couldn't sit down and eat a meal outside of your home. You couldn't get your hair cut, couldn't go swimming, couldn't go to the pool, couldn't get your nails done, couldn't get a massage, couldn't do anything like that if you didn't have the vaccination, right? And that's fine. Whatever they do, they do. Meanwhile, we were allowed to go walk the dogs, and I agreed to meet a friend of mine at the pool parking lot. It was on a Tuesday, I believe, and we talked about going there on, parking at the pool parking lot to walk the dogs. And so I imagined parking at the pool parking lot Wednesday morning to walk the dogs. Innocent little imagining, something that you naturally do, so you naturally do it. There's a hint there. And then I copped an attitude. I went, hold on, right? I know they're talking about maybe letting us go back to a normal economy in November, like 6 months from now or so. But I'm done with this. And I imagine parking in the pool parking lot to walk into the pool. I revised my imaginal act. And I revised it from parking in the parking lot to walk the dogs to parking in the parking lot to go into the pool. And I think it was 3 hours later they made an announcement. The guy in charge of the state of Victoria says, hey, y'all, Friday, this bullshit ends. Friday, everyone can go to the pool. Friday, everyone can work out. Friday, everyone can get a haircut. Friday, everyone can go out to eat. Friday, everyone can get their nails done. Friday, everyone can get a massage. Friday, everyone will be treated as a decent human being again. And I rejoiced. Not because of the win, not the fact that something like 1.58 or 1.58 million people had their lives changed. within 3 hours of my revision. But I rejoiced because I realized something. This is what I'm going to dive deep into for the next year. And that's what I've done. I've dove really deep into revision. And we've got some cool shit we're revealing on this right now. But I'm telling you, there's 3 main tools in the toolbox. Revision, I remember when, and the congratulatory conversation. And they each teach principles that you can apply anywhere in life. If you want to dive deep into revision, go to revisiontothemax.com. We've got a $7 little special there. It's got a little 30-page book you can print out. It's got heaps of recordings for $7. That's revisiontothemax.com. When you go to get that, you may notice you can also get an upgrade at NevilleGoddardStore.com while you're there. And the upgrade is to the live call recording. The live call recording, we did a live call recording on revision like 6-8 weeks ago, something like that. Maybe 6 weeks ago. It's really good shit. It's based on my explorings from the past year, because when I have a success like that, I realize that I haven't dove deep as I can. So I spent a year really diving deep. And we're going to continue with this. So if you got gold, the first thing is Revision to the Max. Go there, give it a peek, click the Buy Now button if you want to. And while you're there, you will get, it'll mention to you, hey, do you want the live call recording too? All right, that's an option. It's well worth it, in my opinion. I want to know how you play with revision, because here's the deal. The outer world is a delayed reflection of the inner. The outer world is confined to a dimension of space where events occur in a time sequence. Revision literally changes the past. It replaces what occurred in the outer world with the revised version. The revised scene then gives off its effect by going forth to change future events. This is Gold Gang. Dive deeper. RevisionToTheMax.com. Have a lovely day. Like, share, and comment. I love to know what you're up to. And here's the thing. Ready? Be a doer of the word. Dive deeper, explore more, be a doer. You never know who you'll bless. Have a lovely day.